Hi guys, so DC4 hack. If you've seen my previous vid, you know what we're up to here. If not, basically what we're doing is we're turning a mediocre stone into an excellent stone. Again, for my money, DC4 is an excellent size, and it is potentially a very good stone, but not as it stands when you get them brand new. So what we're going to do is we're going to hack this now and turn this into this, which is one coarse side, one fine side. Now, first thing we need to do is remove the diamond plate from this new stone. It's a brand new stone, fresh out of packaging. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to heat that up with a hot air gun just to loosen it a little bit, and then we're going to take that off of there. So, heat gun set to hot. And I'll hit this for a bit, come straight back to you. Right, been running this over for about 30 seconds now on a high heat. Put that away. Put on some gloves because it's going to be hot. And then we take a Stanley knife, and you can see that there's a gap between the plate and the stone. And what we want to do is cut down through that. It's best to use a Stanley knife, because what you don't want to do is bend this plate at all. And there we have the plate and the stone, and you can see the adhesive they're using now. It's kind of like a foam. Right, let's take those off. And this stuff rolls off. Just like that. But it will tear up your gloves. Now, some of it's tricky to get off, and you do get residue left. So what I've got here is some pharmaceutical grade acetone. And we are going to douse it and then scrape it off. Now, I've got the G10 for a reason, we'll come to that in a second. But we're going to let that sit for a second, and then we're going to scrape it off. this is why we're wearing the gloves. This is sticky, sticky stuff. Now I do recommend that you wear a respirator when using this stuff. It's not good for you. Okay, that's clean. Just got to work on this one. Just using a strip of Kydex here. Obviously you don't want to use anything metal, least of all on the stone. Give it another little douse. And basically keep doing this until all the residue is off the back of this stone. Nearly there. Okay, let's put that there. Couple more bits of kitchen roll. And there we go. Right, so there we have the stone, which has now got two coarse sides on it, and the diamond stone, which is completely untouched on this side. Now the reason I'm doing this, in case you don't know, is because Full Niven recommend that with a new stone it requires a breaking in period. And basically there's two issues with the Full Niven stone. Is one, it requires a breaking in period, which unless you're practicing on old knives, you're not really going to want to do that to the edge of your knife, because this is extremely coarse as it comes. And two is because the diamond side wears very quickly and actually gets rendered useful within a few uses. So we're going to put that to good use right now. Now the reason I've got the G10 here is because it's flat. It's totally flat. You buy it from a reputable supplier like Alpha Knife Supply, and it comes completely flat. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop a couple of drops of CA We're going to stick that down there. Now, it doesn't have to be stuck down super hard, it just needs to stop it from moving. There we go. Now we're going to use this side here to dress one of these sides, so that what we end up with is very fine side. And a medium to coarse side. And there we go. It really is that quick and easy. So basically what you've done there is you've saved yourself hours of pre-working, if you like, of dressing it, of getting it where you want to be, and you've saved yourself a whole bunch of chewed up edges just by doing that. Now, also, if you do have one of the old stones with the machining marks on, which I spoke about in my previous vid, you can also use that to dress this to get rid of those machining marks. So basically, you're taking an old, pretty much useless stone and turning it into a usable stone. Let's give that a little clean. I'll use white spirit for this. Okay, we're about 5 minutes in. And you can already see the majority of those marks are gone now. So we'll keep going until that whole surface has been dressed. Okay, about 7 or 8 minutes in now. You can see that all the machining marks are now gone from this stone. And you're now left with very fine honing stone. Now that is a lot finer than this stone here. You can tell that by the sound. But still good for honing. Now, that'll do. So, there you go. You've revitalised an old stone, and if you can find a way of taking that off, should just pop off actually. Let's give that a quick go. Right, don't want to force it, but that should just pop off of there. And then if you do the same thing, you'll have the coarse stone underneath. Maybe not as coarse, it does feel like this is a finer grit. But you've got a honing stone there. If you buy a new one, you've got yourself an excellent field stone here. Coarse on one side, good for chip removal, and then a lot finer on the other side, good for getting a working edge. Now obviously you're not going to get a mirror polish off of these. You might want to take it home and use your Nagura stone or your Shaptons or whatever, or your strop to do that. But as far as a field stone is concerned, for sharpening out in the field and getting yourself an excellent working edge, that'll do the job for you. So I hope you found that useful, guys. Bring the DC-04 back into the limelight again, shall we? Have a good one, keep them sharp.